Welcome back to another episode of the One-on-One podcast. My name is Josh. I am in the studio with my friend and coworker, Ryan. How are you, man?
I wish I had a beard like yours, but other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, and we are also joined by Kathy virtually. Kathy, I feel like it's been,
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute since I've seen the two of you.
Hence the beard on you.
Grown a full beard.
Yeah, I know. And of course, at like the hottest time during the year, it's not, it's just bad timing on my part. Today is an interesting episode because we don't have a guest, which is okay. Because sometimes it's fun for just the three of us to talk and, have a nice casual episode. Kathy, I know you have a bunch of things to share with all the updates with One Coaching. And before we get into that, I still want to start with one of our random questions of the day.
Of course.
So Ryan, and because we're kind of in this fall back to school season, I wanted to kind of keep on that theme. Start with Ryan. Ryan, what was your favorite subject in school? Through high school, let's not include college.
Ooh. You know what it was? U.S. history.
Ooh, that's a good
That was
one.
always like a geography and like history buff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do well on AP testing for it, but I like dates.
Yeah. History is definitely a big one for me. Kathy, what about you?
Definitely not history. Definitely not math. Probably English.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Probably English.
I was just having this conversation with some friends. I've always been a big reader. My mom's a librarian, so that was never like an issue for my parents. But I think, a lot of kids struggle to enjoy reading, and it's not until later in life that you actually really appreciate it. And I was just talking about this with my friends, the books that we got to read in high school, but we were forced to read. But now you go back and look and it's just like, oh, they're the classics. They're the best books ever written.
That's so true. I was not a reader. I'm an avid reader now, but was not until later in life. But I remember being in high school and this is a true story. I had to do a book report and I made the book up. Gave the report. The teacher was so impressed, I had to give an oral report. And see, I'm so lucky because that was before Google. I mean, that was during the Dewey Decimal. And nobody went to the Dewey Decimal System and fact checked. I just bullshitted my whole way through that.
Great.
That's awesome.
I got by with it, I think, first of the year, and I was like, look, I pretty much got this. Maybe that's why English was my favorite.
I mean, that's creative writing at that point.
That's creative writing. I think that's what it's called.
You know what? That let's call it that instead of cheating. That sounds so.
That's awesome. Which, Kathy, that's my major, right? That's what I majored that in college.
Bullshit.
Well, creative writing, which is a form of bullshit.
Good job. Good job.
On that note, Kathy, we have we've had Carrie and Pam on a couple times in previous episodes, and they're part of our coaching team. And they've introduced a few of our programs, which we've launched. They've seen, I think we've seen a lot of professionals gain a lot who've already taken these courses. So maybe let's start there with, I don't know which one you want to start with, whether it's the mentor certification program or wherever you want to begin.
Okay, man, and I just got to say, I'm blessed to have the two of you, and I say that with all my heart. I just love you both so much, and Pam and Carrie.
Yes, definitely.
It's you guys just make me look good everywhere I turn. Let's start a little bit with Rev Up. Rev Up has been in our organization, I think maybe since day one, maybe day two. We took that to another level about 24 months ago, delivering it virtually with rapid launch. Pam and Carrie and Kristen are responsible for that. The numbers are outstanding for people new to the industry or people needing a refresher. We've done stats, guys, for the past 18 months. And I want you to listen to this. People who have completed rapid launch with us, 70%, and I make stuff up, I'm not making this up, 70% are in production, meaning they are in transaction, they're in business. That literally turns the national stats upside down.
Right.
The national stats are 80% churn, so 8 out of 10 leave the business. We've got 70% not only still in the business, still in Realty ONE Group, but in production, meaning they're having closings. So we're extremely proud of that. We partnered with that, the mentor certification. Now, the mentor certification, we had this fear that we were doing all this rapid launch and we were kind of putting them back in the office, and maybe or maybe not, there was a certified mentor for the accountability, because that's the key to everything, right? From production to weight loss to doing your homework to all of that is someone saying, are you doing it?
Sure.
And so we did this certification, which I know they've both been on and talked about. It's actually Carrie's baby. The mentor certification is off the chart. We've got people that are reporting an additional six figures.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like over $100,000 of additional income.
Yeah. When Carrie will send me, like little pieces of communication for me to work with when I'm marketing this stuff, and I'm reading it and I'm just like, holy crap. So-and-so just added an additional $96,000. I mean, that's life-changing for a lot of people.
It's life-changing for both partners, right? For the mentee and the mentor. And it gives us what we love about it. A couple of our programs, which was Kuba's passion, has given us the opportunity to allow people to give back. So whether it's mentor certification or some of the other programs that we offer, it is truly within culture, truly within Be Golden, Be You, that we're giving people the opportunity to practice love and growth and stewardship and giving back. So we're super excited about both Rapid Launch and the mentor program.
But let me ask you this, Kathy, with the mentor program, I think it's also so cool, or correct me if I'm wrong, it's also so cool because what you're doing is you're also realizing some people's strengths, which is being a mentor or having those qualities. It's more than just being a successful producing agent, right? You're tapping into a whole new level of talent for some of these people. And to your point, we now have a system where it provides accountability.
It does, and it gives people the confidence to take that extra step. There is a significant difference between mentoring and coaching.
Right.
That mentoring is a gift. I don't know that I would like to hope I have that gift, but that mentoring is really sitting side by side and being a partner, where coaching is more steering and bringing out in people, gifts and talents they don't know they have.
Sure.
So it's definitely a different skill set. And what the mentor certification does is help people to discover that skill and further develop it.
Yeah.
So we're super.
Okay, well now let's move on to Level Up. What about Level Up?
Oh, the long-awaited Level Up.
Kathy's face.
I know.
I cannot wait for you guys to see it. We've worked in partnership with your team. The branding is exceptional. We modeled it. We've had so much success with the delivery of Rapid Launch Rev Up that we modeled it very similar. So it's 5 weeks, 10 modules. This is exceptional. To be honest, there's really not a whole lot of new stuff in real estate.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest. You got to make it sexy. You got to make high accountability. You got to have high engagement.
Right.
And we've engaged the tools, the resources, the support, the brand, the marketing, everything. And we've added an element of accountability that you're not going to see in most programs. This is not a set it and forget it. This is don't even sign up for it if you don't want to increase your production.
Right. Because
in each module, there are commitments that you do each week that are reasonable. And there are also follow-up programs within. So we're super excited about that. They're daily declarations all around the unwords. So you become unstoppable and all the unstuff. So we're super, super excited about that. That actually launches a week from today. So if you want to get in, you can still sign up. We've got maybe 1 or 2 spots left.
Okay. And so I want to kind of jump into, from a agent's perspective who's signing up for these, how do I say this? They're going to finish let's say they finish Rapid Launch. I don't think that they're going to get into their car and then be this all new agent, right? You're setting them up to instill these new practices and do this on a daily basis. Like the Rapid Launch, the Level Up it's the course to get them to look at their business from a different perspective, to create new routines, or am I on the right? Yeah.
Yes. What we do over that 5-week period is we start to develop better habits.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to create and model a habit in that short a time. I don't believe you will. So what we did, and I'm so glad you asked this question, we are going to have pod or small group coaching after level up to make sure that habits stay in place. And, it's just like weight loss or anything else. You can lose weight and then go right back to stuffing Little Debbie's in your pocket if you want to. What we want to do is make sure that these habits stay in place. What we found, which was fascinating, was we had a void in training, if you will, in not having level up. And we're able to go back because some of the people, not many, but some of the people that completed rapid launch just needed a refresher. They either got into the business and Ryan and Josh, we've talked about this 1,000 times. We had people that got in 2 or 3 years ago, rode that wave and then went, oh my goodness, what happened? The market slowed so much. So we had the opportunity for some of those people to go through rapid launch. Now, a lot of them are so ready for level up. So it's not only going to be, it's not a refresher course. It's that accelerated level of lead gen and listing presentation and establishing your value as a buyer's agent and mindset and just really, really good habits.
Okay. So let's say I then complete level up and I am at that stage. What comes after that?
We've got team up if you're ready to team, and that's really specialized coaching. Right now, we've kind of taken our foot off the gas for team up until the market strengthens a little bit. We very much believe that teams are for people that have more leads than they can handle. And until the market is heavy enough and is thriving enough, and it is for some people, kudos to those, but a lot of them have established teams. Another one that we're super excited about, and probably I am most passionate about, and one of the things that led me to Realty ONE Group, honestly, is One Legacy. And that's to be able to take the sage, the established broker, and give them an opportunity to package a marketable business and transfer that book of business to a millennial. Or to someone ready to take the business on and see that extraordinary level of service continue, and just really the boomer or the person ready to relocate or retire to be able to pour into the next generation of professional. And we've done that quite well. So we're super, super excited about that. And that really completes the circle. If you think about coming in with Rev Up Rapid Launch and then going to Level Up and then coming to Team Up, or even skipping Team Up and going to One Legacy, that is a realtor's, that's the cycle of life. Now, if you add into that opportunity to give back, the opportunity to give back through a mentor certification is one. Another one is Coach Up. And man, that's taken on a life of its own.
Well, I want to hear about Coach Up, but also I feel like the other part of giving would be One Legacy as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Back and not losing that. Again, we've got so many professionals that have invested a lifetime in extraordinary customer service, having that database, having those customers for life, and for them to be able to transfer that book of business to the next generation. Both generation of professionals, but generation of buyers and sellers. The average move in the U.S. right now is 13 miles.
Wow. That's a wild stat.
Isn't that a wild stat?
Yeah.
So if you think about that, we tend to think people are moving out of state.
Right.
Out of the area. And when you think about such a large population of buyers and sellers staying within a market.
Sure.
The passing of that book of business becomes even more important.
And, we just have an entire generation that is getting out of the workforce in the next 10, 15, 20, or maybe even less than that. And so that, that you want that business to go somewhere else.
Yeah. The average realtor is mid-50s.
Yeah. So
mid-50s in production, the average realtor in production. Okay. And I just, partnership of like me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, that I could say, I've got this book of business.
Right.
I'm not going to do this, but so many more years. And honestly, it's going to take 36 to 60 months to either get the business in a marketable format, if it's not, and transfer it. The key is finding that buyer.
Right.
You've got to make sure that you've got like-minded people to carry on that legacy of service.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about Coach Up?
Coach Up. This was something that Kuba was really passionate about.
Yeah.
And Coach Up started out one way, and it's kind of evolving into something different. We've had over about 160 people go through. It's 3-phase. And the first phase is an 8-hour workshop. We've had about 160 people go through that. We've had about 52 people complete the 3-part certification.
Oh, wow.
One is 8 hours. Part 2 is a apprenticeship, and then level 3 is the actual certification, which is just brief interview. And when we initially started it, guys, it was to help the broker owner establish coaching habits, better listening skills, refined leadership skills, because many of our broker owners are great salespeople, but just had not had the experience of running a big team or running an office.
Yeah.
So that was the original intent behind it. What it's evolved into is an opportunity for amazingly talented professionals within our organization to complete the coaching certification. For a lot of them, they've got enough experience under their belt. We really accelerate phase 2 and phase 3, and we put them on onecoaching.com. So they have the opportunity now, as of last week, to have the audience of over 20,000 employees that they're marketed to, they're in front of. They right now are in One Marketplace. Very soon, hopefully, wink, wink, they'll be on onecoaching.com.
Yep.
And it'll be ease and elegance in people being able to sign up. And you talk about the opportunity to give back.
Yeah.
We have been, I think you guys, we've interviewed many of the people on the platform. We've been blown away by not only the talent and the desire to give back, but they're so passionate.
Oh, so passionate. I mean, and it's down to, they get very, it's very, how do I say this? Like, what they're passionate about is it's so true to them, and it's different for some of our coaches focus on specific things. Like I can't remember
Tammy.
What is Tammy? Remember we had Tammy on, and like her story is just so moving, and she's built a business out of a life-changing experience, and it's encouraging. Like you want a coach like that.
Well, what has been so fascinating to me is we talk about within our 2 teams storytelling, and we talk about the magic of changing lives through storytelling, whether it's selling homes, listing homes, coaching, whatever that is. And we have had people with incredible backgrounds and incredible stories, like Tammy, like Scott Bergman, like Adrian, all those people that just are so passionate about wanting to tell their story to others and wanting to say to others, don't go through all the stuff I went through.
Right.
Don't go through the blood and guts that I went through to get where I am today. Let me help you pave the road to ease and elegance. And it's just been so heartwarming and so refreshing to me to give people the platform, the opportunity to give back, and the opportunity to speak. And again, the richness of these coaching people. We as a matter of fact, Mike and Corey and I talked this morning. We're going to enhance the program a little bit, because a little bit of a void I've found is I think we need to establish best practices for people setting up a coaching company, because many of these people, it's more than a sideline.
Sure.
They've got just such opportunity, and we want them to be profitable.
Totally. But it's so, and I know Kathy, you've been spearheading the whole One Coaching, and I want to kind of wrap this whole episode with I want you to talk about the actual platform itself, onecoaching.com, and just how, I mean, we're in phase 1 or 2, so we still have a lot more things to add to it, and it's obviously only going to get bigger, but maybe just give us 60 seconds of what it can do for your business.
This is One Coaching. What we needed, again, back to the ease and elegance, what we needed and what we are so fortunate to have with the town of you guys, we wanted a shopping cart. We wanted the ability for people to go to one site, which is onecoaching.com, see the education opportunities, oh, I'd like to know more about this.
Right.
Read more, register, pay, and it be done.
Yep.
So that's what One Coaching has become. We're in phase 1.2, 1.5 right now. And the first phase is the 4 classes. It's Rapid Launch, Level Up, Team Up, and One Legacy. The next phase will be the mentor certification, coaching certification, and Recruit Up, which is our recruiting program. Third phase, and I think 2 and 3 will come very quickly. Wink, wink. But that's going to be One Coaching, where you can go in and say, hey, I need a productivity coach, or I need a coach with technology, or I need a coach with multiple streams of income, or I need a commercial coach, or a health coach, or life coach. So again, we're expanding that. And people can go in and scratch and sniff and find the coach that they like. And that was the intention. And that's what we've done through onecoaching.com.
And Kathy, Ryan, how many times have I asked this question? Kathy, have you seen this with any other company in the industry?
I have not.
Yeah. I
have not at this level that we're just simplifying it. And I'll tell you another extraordinary thing is our branding site.
Yeah.
It can be very similar to that, where it's public. You don't have to be an insider. You can go in and see the opportunities and click on what you need. Which
I will give you guys a little insider information on that. We just had a meeting as a team right before this recording. The branding site is basically we are going to be bringing everything under one roof, similar to One Coaching. It's going to be a big process for our team, but we will have a one-stop shop for all things branding. Similar to the branding website, but like there are certain things in other places right now. So we're going to bring everything under one roof.
That was my word for 2024.
What's that?
Simplify.
Simplify. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Now we just have to figure out 2025 because that's going to be here before we know it, guys.
Don't even. But I will tell you, I love this. I love the changes of the season.
Oh, me too.
And I'm digging today, man. It's about 76 degrees. It feels like fall. It is beautiful. It's back to school.
We're jealous, Kathy, because where Ryan lives is worse than me, but we are in a heat wave.
Incoming heat wave this week.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So when you guys see me next week, I'm going to be clean shaven. I will not be able to handle this. Just
it's supposed to hit 90, anywhere from 90 to like 100 in some parts down here.
Oh, wow. I'm loving this, though.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Well, thank you, guys. I thought this was a great episode. We don't need a guest always. The 3 of us can do it on our own just fine.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But we do have some upcoming great guests with some really good content in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, Kathy, thank you for all the information on One Coaching. This was great.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. We thank you for joining us today on another episode of One on One, a Realty ONE Group podcast. We are powered by One.you and ask if you have suggestions, recommendations, or questions, please email learning@realtyonegroup.com. And remember, pay close attention to the details, listen to understand, not respond, and always be a resource, not a sales pitch.